Class 12th, Subject Physics, 12th chapter, Electromagnetic Induction. From the chapter, let us see Lenz's law. So what is the statement of Lenz's law? The direction of induced current in a circuit is such that the magnetic field produced by the induced current opposes the change in magnetic flux that induces the electric current. The direction of induced current in a circuit is such that the magnetic field produced by the induced current opposes the change in magnetic flux that induces the electric current. The direction of induced EMF is same as that of induced current. The direction of induced EMF is same as that of induced current. Now let us see some of the applications of Lenz's law. Applications of Lenz's law. The very first application is the motion of a magnet towards a loop. So let us consider a bar magnet consisting of two poles N and S, and it is kept close to a circular loop such that the N pole of the magnet is facing towards the circular loop, so that this mu will represent the magnetic dipole moment of this bar magnet. And now if you consider this example, then in this case, as we have considered north pole of a magnet which is moving towards the conducting loop, so I will be the current flowing through this loop, and towards that conducting loop the north pole of this bar magnet is now moved. As the magnet is moved towards the loop, a current is induced in that loop. So this current I will be induced into the loop due to the motion of this magnet consisting of two poles N and S. Then the induced current in the loop produces the magnetic dipole. The dipole is oriented in such a way that it opposes the motion of the magnet. So as soon as this magnet is moved towards this coil, the current will be set up into this circular loop, and then it will act as a dipole again consisting of two poles N and S. So N pole of the loop will be facing towards the N pole of the magnet, and thus the north pole of the loop must be facing the approaching north pole of the magnet so as to repel it. Then the direction of induced current in the loop is given by right hand screw rule for magnetic field. Then the induced current in the loop will be in anticlockwise direction. So in this case, when N pole of the magnet is moved towards the circular loop, at that time the current in the loop will be in the anticlockwise sense as shown in the figure. Now instead of that, if the magnet is pulled away from the loop, a current will be again induced in the loop in such a way that the loop will have south pole facing the north pole of the magnet. So in this case, north pole is facing north pole, but when that magnet is moved away from this loop, at that time the north pole of the magnet will be close to the south pole of this circular loop, and therefore we can say that in this case, as the north pole of the magnet is facing, there will be attraction between them, and the induced current in the loop will now flow in clockwise direction. So when this magnet is moved away from this circular loop, at that time these polarities will get changed. This will become S, this will become N, and therefore the current setup in the circular loop will be in the clockwise direction. That is, direction of flow of current will get reversed as compared with the first case. Now let us consider the second example, that is jumping ring experiment. Jumping ring experiment. The experimental setup is as shown, and therefore in case of jumping ring experiment, a coil is wound around an iron core. So here this will be the iron core, and that conducting wire will be wound on it. That is, coil is wound around the iron core, which is held vertically upright. Then a metallic ring is placed on the top of the iron core. Then here this will represent the magnetic ring, which will be kept at the top of this iron core. Then the wire which is wound on this iron core will be connected between this battery and key. So battery and key will be connected between the two terminals of that coil which is wound on that iron core. So in this case, a current is then switched on to pass through the coil. So current, by pressing that key, the current will be switched on to pass through the coil, and this will make the ring to jump several meters in air. So as soon as the current is set up in that iron core, at that time this metallic ring will jump. It will travel in the vertical direction up to few meters, and therefore due to the breaking and making of that circuit, there will be jumping of that metallic ring. So this experiment will be jumping ring experiment. And now let us see the energy conservation in Lenz's law. Energy conservation in Lenz's law. We know that the cause of induced current may be either first the motion of the conductor or any wire in a metallic or magnetic field. If you consider any metallic wire or any conductor, then motion of that conductor or that wire through the magnetic field will give rise to the induced current. Second reason is that the change of magnetic flux through the stationary conductor. If any stationary conductor is kept in changing magnetic field, again induced current will be set up. So if an induced current flows in a circuit in such a direction that it helps the cause that produces it, then we will soon find that the induced current and the magnetic flux penetrating the loop will keep increasing indefinitely, producing Joule heating effect at no extra cost and thus be self-sustaining. Now this will violate the law of conservation of energy, and thus Lenz's law is a necessary consequence of law of conservation of energy. Then let us see the next point, that is comparison between Lenz's law and Faraday's law. So Lenz's law and Faraday's law will be now compared in this point, and therefore we can say that according to Faraday's second law of electromagnetic induction, according to second law of electromagnetic induction, E is equal to minus d phi by dt. E is equal to minus d phi by dt. Now let us consider the area factor A. Area factor A of the circular loop and be perpendicular to the plane of the loop is fixed and oriented parallel. That is, angle theta will be equal to 0 to the magnetic field B. See again, area vector A of the loop be perpendicular to the plane of the loop is fixed and oriented parallel, that is theta will be equal to 0 to the magnetic field B. At that time the magnetic field increases with time. The magnetic field will increase with time. Now by definition of magnetic flux, phi will be equal to B into A. So according to definition of magnetic flux, phi will be equal to the dot product of magnetic field and vector, that is area vector A, that is B dot A, because magnetic field is equal to magnetic flux per unit area. Magnetic field is equal to magnetic flux per unit area. Therefore magnetic flux will be equal to product of magnetic field and area, that is area vector. And therefore as phi is equal to BA, Faraday's law will be written as E is equal to minus d by dt of phi is replaced by vector B dot vector A. So that will be equal to, area vector will be having its constant magnitude and therefore it is written as minus magnitude of vector A, that is area vector A, into d by dt of derivative of this magnetic field B, that is the magnitude of magnetic field B. Now this B is varying with time and therefore it is differentiated, and let that equation be equal to 1. So if the magnitude of this area vector A is positive and d phi by dt is positive as B is increasing, the RHS of that equation number 1 is negative. Here in this case magnitude of vector area will be equal to positive, magnitude of this magnetic field B will be positive, still the RHS of this equation 1 is negative. So minus magnitude of vector A into d by dt of magnitude of vector B, and therefore as the sense of induced current, that is direction of induced current in the loop is anticlockwise, that is negative, the sense of induced EMF is also taken as negative. As the sense of induced current in the loop is anticlockwise, that is negative, the sense of induced EMF is also taken as negative. Then the negative sign in the equation E is equal to minus d phi by dt. So this negative sign in the equation E is equal to minus d phi by dt will now incorporate Lenz's law into Faraday's law. The negative sign in the equation E equal to minus d phi by dt incorporates the Lenz's law with Faraday's law. So this will be the relation between Lenz's law and Faraday's law.